Now it's time for the third and final heat for Minimax. Here is your starting grid. 2 wins out of 2 for Jacob Ashcroft. Can he do the clean sweep today? Because he once again starts from pole position. Nikita Lubimov rounds out the front row. Lukas Stoddard and Albie Friend round out row number 2. Denny Babacek and Max Endicott, row 3. Maxim Bobrishov and Oliver Warner, row 4, with Cole Denham and Felipe Reyes completing the top 10. Patrick Jokius and Rory Armstrong, they ran out row 6. Rory Armstrong actually had a puncture. Big thank you to his dad, Andrew, for sending me a photo. Course of valve and got a puncture on the opening lap, so that's why he struggled. Then we got Jakub Kubera in 13th position. Angelina Simons Torres rounding out row 7. Alexander Van Meeuwen, Christian Segerson, Kai Clark, Glenn Abbas, Vitek Kubera and Vic van Kampenhout round out the top 20. Completing the 31-strong grid is Adrien Steons, Bran van der Weyken, Ryan Gandor. Then we've got Jeff Verbeek, Andreas Jarrerup, Sigurd Stubberup, Fredriksson, Kieran Stewart, Isaac Barker, Unto Olavi Lakonen, Charles Kitely and Ryan Rivers. The wind has picked up once again as the flags on the start-finish straight are flapping around in the breeze. It's 7 minutes plus an additional lap to complete the Minimax heat stages of the competition. Revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? Minimax Heat 3 gets underway right now, and a good start by Ashcroft as he leads the field once again going into turns 1 and 2. Zhubimov and Friend to the outside. There has been a little bit of a drama behind at the back end of the field through turn number 3. Oh, moment there for the 152 coming out of turn number 4. And that was Jokius from Lithuania. That was someone very, very wide going through turn number 6. So that was definitely an Argenti cart, and it might have been possibly Oliver Warner in the 123 as it's getting a bit feisty. Towards the bottom part of the top 10. They are scrabbling for traction and real estate, and everyone is trying to get through. And into turn number 12 goes our race leader. And of all people, I'm not at all surprised Jacob Ashcroft is leading the way. Cole Denham starting to make some inroads. So is Rory Armstrong. Lap 1 completed. The race leader, Ashcroft, has a lead of just over 0.4 of a second ahead of Lukas Stoddard. There is Albert Friend in second. Well, he's now in second position. He got past the Belgian, coming through into turn number 3. He got the job done there and then. Jakub Kubera, Cole Denham, Rory Armstrong now up into 9th place, ahead of Alexander Van Meeuwen, Maxim Bobrishov, Felipe Reyes, Kai Clark, Angelina Simons Torres, and what a start from Vic van Kampenhout from 20th on the grid, now up into 15th. And now there is another change because behind Albert Friend it's no longer Lukas Stoddard, it's Nikita Lubimov. Denny Babacek now rounds out the top 5 positions, and there is Max Endicott in 6th. Babacek up the inside of Lukas Stoddard, and they both keep each other out, well, they both stay out of harm's way on that one. And Babacek gets through, uses the old think gesture on the right-hand side of his helmet. And Max Endicott running a helmet livery, very much in the vein of what Jenson Button used to do back in the day, in his early days in his Formula One career. Now Indica looking up the inside through on Lucas Order, gets through at turn 6. So up to 5th goes the Briton. And then Stordeur launches it up the inside, runs a little bit deep going into turn 7, but still manages to retake the position. That's 5th on the road for Stordeur. Armstrong is not too far behind them either. Neither is the 162 of Dan Holland Racing's Cole Denham. Alexander Van Meeuwen rounding out the top 10 as we have 4 minutes and 10 plus an additional lap still to go in this final heat. And Albert Friend is pushing. Rory Armstrong last time around set the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute, 0.269 for the youngster from County Down in Northern Ireland. Albert Friend goes nearly 0.2 of a second quicker than Jacob Ashcroft is now. That's 2 positions lost through turn 2 for Max Endicott as Rory Armstrong and Cole Denham have got through on the 188. We're now halfway through this race as that is Felipe Reyes trying to go side by side with the 129 of Jakub Kubera going down the back straight. And we have had a 3-second time penalty handed to Ryan Rivers, who's now up into 22nd position. 2 wheels out of the tram lines before the start of the formation could be broken. And now Ashcroft will see Albert Friend behind him. The gap was 2.5 tenths. Now it's 1.5. Albert Friend now looks for the lead and he goes up the inside through into turn 2. Jacob Ashcroft and Albert Friend are good mates off the track. But Jacob Ashcroft knew it was not the right place to fight that overtaking opportunity for Albert Friend. The minute that Albert Friend saw that opportunity, he went for it. Ashcroft gave him racing respect, racing room, and helped that move to be facilitated rather easily. But Ashcroft is still with him. So you can bet your bottom dollar that Ashcroft will want to go for the clean sweep. But he won't pull the trigger quite yet. He'll work with Albert Friend and make sure that the battle is between them. However, look behind. Things have changed because Denny Babacek, Rory Armstrong now round out the top 4. Nikita Lubimov now in 5th position. Cole Denham. What a drive from Alexander Van Meeuwen from Belgium. Now up into 7th, head of Lucas Stordeur. Max Endicott and Kai Clark round. Well, there we go. Armstrong does the old switcheroo on Denny Babacek through turn number 6. And the youngster from Northern Ireland up into 3rd position again. Now it's a case of seeing whether Cole Denham, who's got past Nikita Lubimov for 5th place, will go up the inside of Babacek. So we're going to get 3 more laps, including this one. Cole Denham switches to the outside through into turn 10. A little bit of a bump from behind on Lubimov, courtesy of Van Meeuwen. Babacek defends. Cole Denham looks to the outside through turn 12. Is he going to get the undercut? But Alexander Van Meeuwen is going to get the side draft on Nikita Lubimov. And now at the front of the field, this is when it happened. But now Albert Friend clatters into the side pod. A little bit of an exchange between the two. They were rubbing sidewalls coming through turn 4. Oh, Ashcroft went for the lead. Albert Friend decided to throw one back up the inside of him. And that was very close. Neither of these drivers want to give up the victory, but there we go. Up the inside at turn 8 goes Jacob Ashcroft. Albert Friend now knows he's got a chance. He's got this plus an additional lap to try and get that lead back. But Ashcroft will not give it up without a fight. Ashcroft takes the tighter line. Friend sweeps to the outside to get the undercut. Last lap of the racing day for minis underway. Ashcroft leads. Friend in 2nd, just behind by over a tenth. Rory Armstrong in 3rd position. Denny Babacek, Cole Denham. And there's the switchback through turn 3 and a bump over the curbs. And Albert Friend gets through. Now, bearing in mind, both these drivers won their tickets at Portimao by being in the Micro and the Minimax classes at last year's Grand Festival. Friend won the Micromax class and Ashcroft won the Minimax class. It was held last year at Kerpen. This year it's coming to the Home of Champions between the 1st and the 3rd of September. And now, look at the gap. Look at the gap. Rory Armstrong is no longer 1.9 seconds behind. But who's going to get it? Who's going to get the final win of the day? It's going to come down to this. Armstrong's going to be a dark horse. He's going to try and see if he can get a slingshot. Is it going to be Friend? Is it going to be Ashcroft? It is Albert Friend that wins the final heat for Minimax by a 1/10 of a second. Top three rounded out by Jacob Ashcroft and Rory Armstrong. Armstrong, get this, was 2 seconds off of the race leader with 1 lap to go. And he was in with an earshot. Denny Babacek takes 4th. Cole Denham takes 5th. Alexander Van Meeuwen, Nikita Lubimov, Max Endicott, Lucas Stodder, Jakub Kubera round out the top 10. Felipe Reyes, Kai Clark, Angelina Simons-Torres, Maxim Bobrishov, Patrikas Jokius, Vic van Kampenhout, Christian Segerson, Ryan Rivers, Adrien Steons, Oliver Warner, Len Abbas, Bran van der Weyken, Charles Kitely, Sigurd Stubberud Fredriksson, Vitek Kubera, Andreas Jerrup, Jeff Verbeek, Ryan Gandor, Kieran Stewart and Unto Olavi Lakonen rounding out the 30 that finished. And unfortunately, with 1 lap to go, we lost Isaac Barker. Up until this point, Jacob Ashcroft had been the tour de force in Minimax. He was looking for a clean sweep, as some of the drivers would warm themselves up, like Maxim Bobrishov with a few standing jumps before getting in the kart. With 31 drivers making their way into the tram lines. It was Ashcroft that got the good start. Albert Friend would try his level best to stay with the 122 from Western Supermare as he was behind Nikita Lubimov going through into turn number 2, but a little bit of a melee at the back end of the field, including the likes of the 116 of Kieran Stewart, the 114 of Unto Olavi Lakonen, and also the 164 of Charlie Kitely. Denny Babacek looked to have a bit of a resurgence after a very difficult heat number 2 for the Czech Republic driver, managing to get through on Lucas Stodder and also the likes of Max Endicott in the 188 for Argenti Motorsport. But then Albert Friend decided, you know what, I'm fed up with being second, I want a victory. He then went up the inside through turn number 2 on Jacob Ashcroft, who waited patiently and bided his time and returned the favour through the very same corner a few laps later on. However, Albert Friend decided otherwise. A little bit of slight touching between side pods as they went through turns 3 and 4. And Albert Friend would keep it pinned with a slight sidewall rub between the pair going through into turn 5, with Albert Friend ending up in the race lead. Then Friend would end up going slightly wide and sideways through turn 8, giving back the lead to Ashcroft in the process. But with the 2 squabbling, it would be Albert Friend that would take the victory in the final heats by just over a 1/10, and Rory Armstrong managing to claw back a nearly 2-second disadvantage to end up third, just 2/10 behind the eventual race winner.